Welcome to this special coverage of TVRI World celebrating the 79th anniversary of Indonesia's Independence Day. I'm Stephanie Silitonga.
And I'm Louisa Kusnandar. Yeah.
And we've already seen the flag lowering ceremony from the new capital city, Nusantara. And we also seen that this is a very historical day, Louisa, for today, because the first time that the Independence Day of Indonesia, the 79th, it's being held in the new capital city, IKN.
And it was just a massive extravagance in Nusantara City. And finally, in this fourth and last segment of today, we'll bring you the flag lowering ceremony from the Merdeka Palace in Jakarta and from the new capital of Indonesia, Nusantara. And besides that, we will also bring you more reports from around Indonesia.
And we will also have a discussions about the future of Indonesia from perspective of the younger generations of Indonesians. We will take a look at how young generations will contribute to the golden Indonesia of 2045.
And today we have with us on our very special dialogue this evening in TVRI World, we have Dani Rabani, which is an Indonesian student exchange who's been all the way to, Lebanon. That is a very specific and a very unique country that you pick right there. I mean, perhaps you are the first person I know who have done a student exchange and picked Lebanon. So we will hear so much more detail and stories coming from you later. Keep it first. And besides that, we also have Giri Mahara, also known as Hara, and also known here, Mas Hara here is an environmentalist, but he's also known as the waste ninja. Is that what they call you?
Some people do.
Oh wow! And I believe you are carrying something here. Can you show us?
Yeah, it's my trash picker.
Oh wow! Now I get why people call you a waste ninja. So that's your trash picker, and that you carry every time you go trash picking.
Pretty much.
Wow, that's amazing. And I'm sure we're going to have a very interesting dialogue with you today regarding your journey and also your background and how did you get to pick up this it's a very great passion. And I hope that people watching us today will also gain some more insights into your passion and your goal for a cleaner Indonesia.
Thank you.
And besides that, we also have Aziz Hendra. He is a well-known musician and perhaps he's a rising star who have recently earned a double platinum stream on Spotify Indonesia. I've listened to Aziz before on Spotify and his music is so lovely. So we will check on Aziz. Aziz, are you with us right now on Zoom? Hello Aziz, Merdeka?
Good afternoon,
Merdeka.
Aziz.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us, Aziz. And thank you for joining us to Dani and Hara.
Okay, so we will have a very thorough discussion today with all these young gentlemen. I mean, we've been seeing the Independence Day celebration the entire day, but as everybody know that the younger generation is what we are focusing next for the future of Indonesia, not just only on IKN, but really on what Indonesia bring, because we are all looking forward to what Golden Indonesia is all about.
Right.
So before we go to our dialogue today, we will have this story first where we will talk about the celebration of this year's Independence Day from the people in Yogyakarta. They are very enthusiastic following various agendas held by the local provincial government, including the flag lowering ceremony. And to know more about the latest situation from Yogyakarta outside the Gedung Agung Presidential Palace, we will be joining with our TVRI World reporter there. We have Aryo Bagus. Aryo, are you there?
Hello, I'm
Hello,
here.
Aryo. Merdeka, Aryo. Tell us more about what's happening there in Yogyakarta today.
Well, yeah, Stefania and Luisa, first and foremost, Merdeka, happy Independence Day and happy 17th anniversary of the Republic of Indonesia. And yes, people are still gathering outside the Gedung Agung Presidential Palace or at Malioboro Street or Jalan Malioboro, one of the most popular tourism destinations here in Yogyakarta City, to witness various agendas managed and held by local government of Yogyakarta. And from our monitoring in this area, people have gathered since earlier this morning. They are so enthusiastic to witness, to join, to follow various agenda once again managed and held by the local government before the flag lowering ceremony will take place at Gedung Agung Presidential Palace at around 5 p.m. later. So there are various agendas this morning. There is a flag hoisting ceremony held at Gedung Agung Presidential Palace, and then preceded by the Jogja Fashion Carnival 2024, which was held at around 3 p.m. So there are about 15 groups from Yogyakarta and nearby area joined and participated at Pawai or Carnival this afternoon. So at the moment, just finished a while ago, a few minutes ago, the Parade Senja, which showcased some of the groups' performances from AAU Yogyakarta, or Air Force Academy of Yogyakarta, and then Atma Jaya Marching Band Yogyakarta, and also several other performances. Luisa, Stefani.
Thank you, Aryo, for your reports from Yogyakarta. And next we will go to Gorontalo, where we have Eka Kemalasari. The 79th anniversary of Indonesia's independence in 2024 has took off without a hitch today in Gorontalo province. The red and white flag lowering ceremony centered at the Gorontalo governor's official residence was conducted with great solemnity. We're now connected with TVRI World reporter Eka Kemalasari. Eka, please share with us your report.
Thank you, Luisa and Stephanie. The Independence Day ceremony just concluded about 15 minutes ago, and behind me, the invited guests are preparing to heading home. The government, citizen, and various groups across Gorontalo province commemorated the 79th anniversary of Indonesia Independence Day in 17th of August 2024 with enthusiasm and also pride. This morning, a troop of 25 of the best students from senior high school successfully performed their duties in the flag raising ceremony, and this afternoon, the followed through with a smooth proceeding of the flag lowering ceremony. The Gorontalo Police Chief Inspector General Puji Prasetyanto Hadi served as the officer in charge in the ceremony. The solemn ceremony then concluded with a choir of junior and senior high school students singing patriotic songs, further amplifying the patriotic spirit. For the people of Gorontalo, Indonesia's independence in 1945 is deeply tied to the heroic and patriotic events that took place on January 23rd, 1942. Under the leadership of Nani Wartabone, the Gorontalo resistance fighter, who armed with only simple tools, managed to overthrow and capture the Dutch colonial government in the Gorontalo. Wartabone's declaration of Gorontalo freedom is from the Dutch rule ignited a spirit of resistance that eventually merged with the broader national movement, leading to Indonesia's independence proclaimed by Sukarno and Muhammad Hatta on August 17, 1945. Nani Wartabone's significant contribution to Indonesia's fight for freedom were later recognized by the government, honoring him as a national hero. The heroic movement is forever etched within the memory of the Gorontalo people. And then the fighting spirit of the Gorontalo people will remain steadfast as well, preserving the unity of the Republic of Indonesia, striving for a prosperous and advanced Indonesia, for a new Nusantara, advanced Indonesia. Live from Gorontalo, I'm Eka Kemalasari and camera person Jojor Marpaung for TVRI World. Merdeka!
Well, thank you so much, Eka Kemalasari, reporting from Gorontalo, and just now we have Aryo Bagus also reporting from Yogyakarta. It's such a great, live reports. You know, every time we have this Independence Day, and suddenly we are all uniting all our TVRI World reporters from all around Indonesia just to witness, the flag hoisting ceremony until now the flag lowering ceremony. And also here with us on the studio we have two very young gentlemen. And also we have another gentleman on Zoom who will also share their success stories bringing Indonesia into the world spotlight. Once again, welcome. We have Mas Dani and also Mas Hara. First of all, maybe we can start with Mas Dani. Can you please again introduce to us your background before we go on to your story to becoming a student exchange to Lebanon?
Okay, first of all, I'm Muhammad Dani. I'm living in Bandar Lampung since my birth, and from 1999. I'm from Batak ethnic. I'm from Sundanese ethnic also. And I took my junior high school and took my elementary high school in Lampung, but I took my senior high school in Bogor.
Wow.
So after that, I have 1.5 gap year, but I recently, study in one of the more famous university in Jakarta before going to the Lebanon.
Okay, all right. Can you please tell us which university did you go to before applying for the student exchange?
It calls Polytechnic STMI Jakarta, near Yars University on Central Jakarta.
And what studies were you focusing in your university?
Engineering mechanical.
Engineering mechanical.
Yeah.
Wow, that is interesting.
But first of all,
Yeah.
we would like to know why Lebanon? Because, everyone goes study abroad, but in other countries like UK, perhaps Australia, United States, but this is Lebanon. This must be something that you want to tell us.
Just most like a recent student in high school, I don't have a kind of motivation going to abroad, going to study outside Indonesia. One of the reason I choose Lebanon to continue my study. I have been rejected 9 times by both public university in Indonesia, but eventually I get accepted by one of the famous polytechnic in Jakarta, and I also have over to go study in Turkey and in China, but I declined because I had an ambition, youthful spirit. I can do it by myself. I have so idealistic a stigma that I can do it in Indonesia. I don't need to go to outside Indonesia.
I see.
Because my major in that university is not that I interested in. After 1 year and on 2 semester, I got also offered to go to Lebanon. So I cut it off my polytechnical study, and I take it the offer to the Lebanon.
Wow, such a rare experience as
Yeah.
well.
But
Very-
why did you decide to take the offer to Lebanon though?
To be honest, I really want to know how the real dangers war in, because as we know, Lebanon is unpredictable country. Maybe we can live today, but maybe we cannot live today.
Exactly. I can't imagine being your parent, to be honest.
But there is a lot of story that I can tell here.
Okay.
So we could tell that curiosity is what brought you there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we
Very
go to
interesting.
Mas Hara now. You've mentioned a little bit about yourself in the beginning by showing us your weapon, your tool, which is the ninja claw, but you haven't really tell us your background. What did you study before? Does that has to do with anything environmental, or how did the passion come about? Tell us about your background first, please.
Okay, thank you for the question. First of all, your outfit is majestic.
I know we haven't talked about our outfit yet.
Your outfit is
I'm actually wearing this outfit from Riau.
It's from Batak, so.
Yeah.
This one is from Lombok.
Oh, from
Yeah,
Lombok.
Yeah.
So
So
you know,
because-
every Independence Day we'll be
Yeah.
be wearing all this traditional outfit, and we came today not knowing what we are going to wear, and to my surprise, this is what I get.
Excellent
and
choice,
actually,
by
I'm
the way.
loving how it looks like on camera. I mean, the color sparks out, and Stephanie's also looking very gorgeous today.
Thank you.
I think next time you
Excellent.
guys should come and wear a traditional outfit.
next over.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
fits with the background
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I know. I mean, this is the way so we can keep preserving our traditional culture.
I
If
love
not,
it.
I mean, what other occasion we can, you know, come out
Yeah.
in
Yes.
public wearing this traditional costume?
Proud
Anyway,
Indonesian.
yeah.
And by the way, I'm also Batak and Sundanese. by the way.
Are you also
Ah.
Batak
Yeah,
and Sudanese?
that's a-
What a
Very rich in
coincidence.
Funny coincidence.
culture.
Oh.
So
Very
both
rich in
Batak
culture.
Sundanese.
And we had a little
Sorry.
conversation
Oh,
backstage.
Yeah.
We actually, I studied in Lampung for a brief period of
from
time,
Lampung.
and he's from Lampung.
Ah,
And so
interesting.
I studied sociology, and I'm still in campus right now.
Whereabout is the campus?
Now I study in Universitas Terbuka, Open University of
I
Indonesia.
see.
Back in Lampung, I studied in Unila, but I didn't finish over there.
Mm.
I studied sociology. And a lot of people might think that what does sociology have to do with the environment?
I see. Yeah.
That's what I get a lot. And from my perspective, the way I see it is that trash might be something in the physical world, but it's also, its existence is actually a social problem. The root cause is social, so I kind of want to dig into that.
Explain to us a little bit more because that sounds pretty. It's simple, but yet I know it's really complicated in real life. Tell us how sociology actually then affects the trash in the world, please.
So we all know what culture is, right? It's not just customs like certain costumes that we might wear, but it's also the habits that we do, the values that we have, and apparently there's a lot to fix about the culture that we have regarding the way we treat waste. We often disregard waste as being something that's not important, something that's, you know, why should we even think about it? It's so low. But because we see trash that way,
Small things.
it's all over the place. And now we
It's the
can't look away.
perspective that needs to be changed, huh?
Exactly.
Mm.
Do you
And
have
so
that?
one of my missions, one of my main missions is to introduce cleaning up plastic trash in such a way that it becomes accepted into the culture as a hobby, as something that people do for fun. So that people stop looking at trash as something that's low and start
Yeah.
seeing the solution as something that's fun.
And you know what's common here, I mean, in the big cities, is that if you go around and you look at trash, and then you'll be thinking, oh, that's not my trash, that's not my problem, right? So this
yeah.
is a big challenge to deal with in the city,
Exactly.
right? Okay, all right.
Yeah, Hara, tell us, you must be inspired by someone because you told us that you started from early age. So who really inspired you to do this kind of like activism?
Talking about inspiration, I was, if you meet a person, that would be my parents. My parents introduced me to the world, literally, and they also introduced me to certain values. For example, don't leave your trash because if an animal ends up eating it and it becomes harmed by that trash, it's a sin for you. You are going to be held liable for, you know, morally, for hurting that
Wow.
animal, for hurting that, for hurting nature. So, so I was taught from a very young age, like, don't leave your trash wherever, because if it ends up hurting something or someone, that's your fault.
Yeah.
You know, that is a very thorough explanation. I should learn from your parent because at the moment when I tell my kids, I'll be like, pick up your trash, put it to the dustbin where it belongs. But I wouldn't like think that that's the way to explain that it will harm the animals. So I think, wow, kudos to your parents for teaching you and also being your first inspiration. And I would like to know your life a bit more after this, especially what you do with that claw every day on a daily basis, and that you bring that claw, ninja claw,
Yes.
everywhere.
Tell us later, okay?
Yeah. First, let's go to our last guest of the day. We have Aziz Hedra, which is a musician. Aziz, hello.
Aziz.
Hi, Luisa and Stephanie.
Hi, Aziz. Please tell us more about yourself. We heard that you've received an award on Spotify recently.
Yeah, I'm very glad and I'm very happy to receive that award. Even sometimes I think it's delusional for me.
Tell us, Aziz, how long have you been a musician and how did you start to become a musician? I mean, it's really hard to be a mainstream musician these days, and you made it on Spotify, on the top list of Spotify Indonesia. Tell us the journey.
I've been a musician since 1.5 years ago, I guess. And and I'm very glad that Sony Music Indonesia give me so much opportunity to my career and give me something that promising to chasing my dreams, and also 5 months at once. Yeah, I don't know to describe my journey, but yeah, I think maybe to describe my journey is like um I'm always knocking door to door and always trying to be positive of what's behind that door. Yeah, and I made it to this day.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, I was listening to your music last night, Aziz, and I was blown away by it. It was very soothing. I like your,
Beautiful.
yeah, your vibe. It's very catchy, and I think you will make it. I mean, you say 5, 6 months. I think it's going to be sooner. I think you're just waiting for the right opportunity right there. Um, Aziz, just now we asked Hara already. He shared that his parents was one of the first people to be his inspiration. I wonder who has been your inspiration to be your what make you to become a musician?
Um, I have many inspiration, and actually, I'm inspired by Michael Jackson when I was a kid, and when I was in high school, I always listening to Tori Kelly, Ariana, and Zayn Malik. So I think they're the most influenced, or they're the most artists that I wait for what's new on them, or what they're gonna do, or mm, can I know them in personal? I think yeah. Um, Sometimes you need a higher dream to be to be what where you want to be, or yeah, I don't know, maybe um maybe if I should choose one, I think I would choose Zayn Malik, because most of my songs now are influenced by him.
Wow. Aziz, please share with us the process or your journey of becoming a singer, particularly in this, like a massive strength of social media. What are the challenges that you face?
There are so many challenges, especially when I'm Indonesian and I live in Indonesia, but I release English songs. And um, nowadays, there are so many musicians there to start their career, and yeah, it's very hard nowadays. But my motivation is nothing is impossible. So yeah, let's go for it.
Oh, well, you know what, Aziz, I'm curious with what you just said just now, that nowadays it's actually harder to become a musician because it's a very controversial statement, because a lot of people are actually saying that nowadays there's so much opportunity to break through, rather than, in the olden days, you need to break through the mainstream media, but now you have YouTube, you have Spotify, and you are actually one of the people to have made it. So what do you think um, is the most challenging part of making it, and what are your strategies to break through and like get more of your noise out there?
The most challenging part for me is releasing my own song or my original works with my friends. And there are so many people, even though now we have YouTube, TikTok, and any other social media, um, and I think we can get many inspiration from there also, but we should be original at the same time. That's why it's hard because it's kind of hard to be yourself in this era. Yeah, that's my. I think my way is I'm trying to be myself, and I always trying to stay in my circle to so I don't forget myself or
Yeah.
I'm not becoming someone else that
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Yeah.
or someone else that maybe I adore them, but they're still them and I'm still me. So I should
Yeah.
maybe upgrading myself to a better version.
Yeah.
So
I get your point.